Yo guys, it's HBFS and it feels so good to be back here on YouTube after a 3 weeks break, which we did let you guys know on Telegram. And we're not just back, we're back with a simple, powerful strategy to trade the spikes in boom and crash. It's a very powerful one for that matter. If you are able to follow the constraints, the conditions for this strategy, you're definitely gonna end in profit. It's an updated version of the last spike caching strategy which we do uploaded in YouTube. So if you've not watched that video, you do it to watch it. It's gonna pop up in your screen right now. You can just click it and watch it. So without wasting much time, let's get started. Well, like I said, it's an updated version. It means that we're using the same indicators but with different parameters. We've adjusted these parameters to meet with the current market algorithm. We've added the indicator to our chart, so let me bring them up right now. Okay, so these are the indicators. In order to save time, we already added them to our chart. As you can see, we have two windows. We have the indicator window 1 and we have the indicator window 2. For the sake of the people who are just watching this strategy for the first time, we're going to show you the indicators and the adjusted parameters. So let's start with the indicator window 1, so which is the first one with the blue indicator. So on indicator window 1, we have two indicators. We have the stochastic oscillator and we have the Ichimoku. So for the stochastic oscillator, these are the parameters, these are the settings. We have the K period, D period, and slow period as 1, which is the triple one, and the method is simple. If you notice the styles, the main styles and signal styles all have white color. The reason is because the background chart, my MT5 background chart is white. So if yours is white, you also use white color. But if yours is black, you do it to use black color. And these are the different levels for the stochastic oscillator. We have the 90, 84, 10, 16, and 50. So you might actually want to pause the video and take a screenshot of the settings. So this is for the stochastic oscillator. On indicator window 1, we also have the Ichimoku. So these are the parameters for the Ichimoku, the Tenkan scene and the Kujo scene and the Seiko span B. We have the 9, 9, 52. For the styles, notice that the Kujo scene is blue and the rest of the styles are white. Remember, the reason is because my MT5 chart, background chart, is white. So if yours is black, you do it to change them to black. If it's white, you do it to use the white, just as I'm using. But the Kijo scene is blue color. We are making use of the Kijo scene. That's why the color is blue. Now the color doesn't really matter. You can use whatever color, but it should not be the same color with your MT5 background chart. It should not be the same color. And after that, you click on done. So we go to indicator window 2, which is the one with the red indicator. So on indicator window 2, we also have two indicators. We have the stochastic oscillator also, and we have the moving average. And the stochastic oscillator on indicator window 2, it's quite different from the stochastic oscillator in indicator window 1. It's different. On indicator window 1, the parameters are the triple one indicator, which is we have the K period as 1, D period as 1, the slowing period as 1. But here on indicator window 2, it's quite different. The K period is 5, the D period is 3, and the slowing period is 8. And these are the levels. The styles also should call the style color, the main styles and signal style color should be the same with the background of your MT5 chart. And these are the levels. We have 95, 90, 5, 10, 30, 70, For the 30, we have the description as CTP. For the 70, we have the description as BTP. CTP means crash, take profit. 70 BTP. BTP means boom, take profit. These are take profit levels. So you click on done. Now the last indicator we'll be adding is the moving average on indicator window 2. So let's click on it. These are the settings, these are the parameters for the moving average. Is the 14 moving average exponential, apply to close, and we're using the red color. The color doesn't really matter, take note, it doesn't matter, you can use any color of your choice. I prefer red, that's why I'm using red, but for the sake of simplicity purpose, you can actually use red just as I'm using. So you click on done. So we are done with the strategy, with the indicator. So these are the three indicators we do be using for this strategy. The next question I know you want to ask now is, how do we make use of this strategy to catch the spikes in boom and crash? Well, in order to use this strategy, we have to first minimize our screen, our chart, to the lowest zoom level or the minimum zoom level. Now, irrespective of the phone you are using, whether you are using Android phone or you are using an iPhone, we have to minimize our chart to the lowest zoom level, which is like this. Now, okay, here on my chart, I'm on the lowest zoom level. So you do well to adjust your screen to that. After adjusting your chart to the lowest zoom level, the next thing you want to do is to move to the 5-minute time frame. To move to the 5-minute time frame. Now in the last video, the previous strategy, we did explain that we actually going to use the 1-minute time frame. We did use the 1-minute time frame, but in the updated version now, we are making use of the 5-minute time frame. So two things have changed. We adjusted the parameters of the indicator, and we also adjusted the time frame. So we're using the 5-minute time frame with the lowest or minimum zoom level. The reason why I'm repeating this is because several times a lot of you guys come to my DM asking which zoom level are we to use. Is the last one, the minimum, the lowest zoom level. That's what we are using with this strategy. Now, after adjusting your screen to your chart to the lowest zoom level, you move down to the M5 time frame, and then we have to follow these conditions. Now, the conditions for our entry is for boom, for example, this is boom 500. Now, what do we have to watch out for before taking our trade? Well, as you can see on boom 500 right now, the conditions were actually met, but quite unfortunate, I was not here on my chart. If not, we would have taken these trades. But nevertheless, we still have to show you, we have to tell you the constraints. Now, in the course of doing this video, if the conditions are met, we take a trade. But if the conditions are not met, we will not take a trade. We will just explain to you guys. Remember, the condition must be met before taking any trade position. Never rush to take a trade. Wait, adjust your screen to the lowest zoom level, move to the M5 time frame, and wait for the conditions to met. If they are not met, we are not taking any trades. So the conditions for boom 1000 or boom 500 are the same. Now, if we want to buy boom 1000 with this strategy, these are what we must follow. These are the conditions to be followed. On indicator window 1, the Ichimoku must be within the 16 and 10 stochastic line. This is the Ichimoku, the one with the blue here, this one here. That for us to buy boom, we have to wait for the Ichimoku to be within the 60 stochastic line and 10 stochastic line. That is the first condition. Now, the second condition is that the moving average must also do the same thing with the Ichimoku. It's two different indicators, but they have to do the same thing. And that is why we see that, if you notice, we adjusted the two stochastic indicator for indicator window 1 and indicator window 2 are actually different. They have different parameters, but the moving average and the Ichimoku must do the same thing, meaning for us to buy boom, the Ichimoku must be within the 16 and 10 stochastic line, and the moving average also must be within the 10 and 5 stochastic line. So once these two conditions are met and we are on the 5-minute time frame, we take a buy. Once the conditions are met and we are on the 5-minute time frame, we take a buy. So for example, the conditions we actually met here, and we did take a buy, and look at what happened. The market keeps spiking. So if we have taken this market here, we definitely would have ended in profit. This is just one example. Let's scroll back and see. Here we have another possible entry here. Notice what happened here. The Ichimoku was within our buy zone, which is the 16 and 10 stochastic line here, and our moving average was also within the 10 and 5 stochastic line. So once these two conditions are met and you are on the 5-minute time frame with the lowest zoom level, we enter our buy position, and really it's gonna end in profit. Now let's move to, let me check Boom 1000. Like I said, if any conditions are met in the course of this video, we do take it, but if none of the conditions are met, we just explain the entry and the exit for you guys. The conditions are not met for now, so will not be able to take any trade position. But the same conditions apply for Boom 1000. The same conditions for Boom 500 also applies for Boom 1000. Let me go to the crash index. I just hope we find anyone. Okay, so this is crash 1000. This crash 1000. Now for us to trade using this strategy, on crash 1000, the conditions to be met is the Ichimoku, which is this indicator here. The Ichimoku must be within the 90 and 84 stochastic line. The 90 and 84 stochastic line, that is the first condition. The second condition is that the moving average must also be within the 95 and 90 stochastic line. So once the Ichimoku is within the 90 and 84 stochastic line and the moving average is within the 95 and 90 stochastic line, we sell the crash index. So whether crash 1000 or crash 500, we sell it. And here the condition was actually met here, and if we did sold the market here, notice what happened. The market came all the way down to this level. So it would have really been a profitable trade if we did take the position. Let's move to crash 500. I just hope we're gonna see any possible. Okay, so this is crash 500, guys. This crash 500. The conditions are not also met here, so meaning we are not taking any trades. I'm not taking any trade because the conditions are not met. But the same trade entry for crash 1000, the same conditions for crash 1000 also applies for crash 500. Now if you want to take a trade based on this strategy on crash 500, remember the two conditions have to be met. First, the Ichimoku, as I've seen here, must be within the 90 and 84 stochastic line, meaning the Ichimoku must touch the 84 stochastic line and be within the 90 and 84 zone. So it must be within that zone. That is the first condition. And once these conditions are met, once the market meets this condition, the next one we watch out for is the moving average. The moving average must also be within the 90 and 95 stochastic line. There are situations whereby one of the conditions will be met, but the other one will not be met. So the two has to do the same thing. The two conditions has to be met before taking our trade position. So if the two conditions are not met, if it is just one, we do not take that trade. We do not take that trade. So you have to wait patiently for the two conditions to be met, for both the Ichimoku and the moving average to do exactly the same thing. So once the two conditions are met and we go in, we always end in profit. So this is just a simple way, guys, you can catch the spikes. You have to follow the conditions. You have to follow the conditions. Make sure the moving average and the Ichimoku are doing exactly the same thing. Make sure that they are at the place they ought to be. The moving average, for example, for crash 500 should be within the 95 and 90 stochastic zone, and the Ichimoku should be within the 90 and 84 stochastic zone. If the two conditions are not met, we do not execute trade. We do not execute trade. So you have to wait for the two conditions to be met before taking any trade. So this is it, guys. This is a simple way. This is the updated version on how you can catch the spikes trading boom and crash. So it's actually a two-in-one strategy. You can also use the same strategy to buy crash 1000, crash 500, sell boom 1000 and boom 500, but with a little touch on the parameter. So stay tuned, guys, as we will update you guys on how you can buy crash 1000 and sell boom, making use of this same strategy but with a different parameter. So if you've not subscribed, you might actually want to hit on that subscribe button now and turn on the post notification bell so that you won't miss out on our coming strategy. Just before we end this video, do it to follow us on our social media, our Facebook, our Twitter, Telegram, and Instagram. The links to our social media account will be in the description. Kindly check it out and do it to follow us. So it's HBFS, it's your boy Stevano, and I'm signing out right now, guys. Peace.